right, good morning. Good morning, my Lemon Grove friends. December 9th, our final Lemon Grove Clergy Breakfast meeting. I guess I stopped calling it a breakfast in my emails a couple months ago because unless you brought your own breakfast, this is more of a meeting than a breakfast. But I'm glad you're still here, even though we're not bribing you with food, so that's good. Some of you are here early, and some of you are here without even receiving the invitation email. So I'm super impressed. Um, Most of you are familiar with Zoom, so I probably don't need to go over too much, but you can change your view and see just the speaker, or you can see the whole group. And I will actually stop sharing my screen in a minute because I like seeing everybody's faces. That's why I'm here um, more than seeing any kind of a presentation. But oops, yeah. So as we get started, I just love the fact that Thanksgiving comes before Christmas. I just think that is it's so important to have a perspective of gratitude, and it's really hard right now to have gratitude, right? There's so many things to complain about, honestly. Um, but I love the whole study of the neuroscience of the brain. And gratitude does amazing things for us. It can reduce stress, improve sleep, boost our health. You see all these things on these infographics, improve relationships, and all amazing things. And the reason why it works is because of the way that God created our brains, the neuroscience in our brains. When we are being grateful, we actually create um, chemicals in our brain that help the rest of our body. And they can study this now, and you've all seen probably this kind of a thing with these brain scans. But I wanted to show you this one. This is a brain on the left. This is a brain. Can you see my whole screen? You don't have any boxes, but okay, good. This on the left is the brain engaged in negativity, and the one on the right is the brain engaged in gratitude. And the highlighted parts are just the activated parts in your brain, and how being grateful every morning can help reduce the stress for the rest of the day. So I just wanted us to be thinking about something that we're grateful for. One thing I'm grateful for is this show on CNN called the CNN Heroes. I got hooked on it when it first came out, like in 2014, and they have people nominated from all over the world who are doing amazing sacrificial things, bringing water to villages that don't have it. One gal, she started a running club among homeless people and got like Nike to donate shoes. And so these were business people and homeless people all going out every morning on the East Coast running. Just amazing things that are helping women get out of human trafficking, and just incredible things. And when I watch this show, I am on a high. Like I could go for days just feeling so inspired. And so I kind of wanted to find out from you. Well, first of all, you can tell us your name, the agency you're representing, the church you're representing, and just something that you're thankful for, something that is kind of that antidote to all the negativity that's out there. And then, of course, if you have a prayer request, I didn't put that on there, but we always take prayer requests. And let us know if you have an announcement that you would like some time for in the rest of the meeting. So can you remember all those? Can I take off the share screen? Okay. So name, agency, something you're grateful for, and if you have a prayer request, and then an announcement. So I'll stop sharing so that we can all see each other's faces. So to give you a moment to think, I'll just share. So I'm grateful for the ability to work remotely. That's one thing I'm grateful for. I've got a lot of things, a whole list of silver linings. But my dad recently, I couldn't get a hold of him. And so he lives in Fairfield, California. And so I decided, even though I called a neighbor, I had a number, and I found out that he was alive, like they'd seen him, but he apparently was saying, I don't, something's wrong with his phone. He didn't need a phone. And I thought, oh no, he's not in a good mental state. So I rented a van, and I drove up to Fairfield a couple weeks ago, and found out it was just his phone was unplugged. Yay, that's awesome. But then 2 days later, I was actually working up there in the middle of a Zoom meeting, and my dad fell backwards off of his front porch. 3 steps up, he fell backwards, landed on his upper middle back, did a backwards somersault, and jammed his right foot into the concrete. Broke 3 bones in his right foot and has a compression fracture in his upper back. And I just happened to be there, and so I just ended up working there for several weeks. I was up renting a vacant unit in his cottages because I made friends with the landlord, and so I was really grateful that I was able to just really spend extra time with him, take him to the VA and get him checked out, or take him to the emergency room and help him. So yeah, there's downsides to the pandemic, but that was one that I was grateful for, that I was able to keep my schedule. I think in my regular world, I don't know how I would have squeezed 2 weeks away in. So so that's a prayer request too. You can pray for my dad, just that he'll heal up, because he is 75 and has diabetes and smoked for 70 years, and he's just got a lot of health issues. But I'm grateful that I was able to be with him. And I don't have any announcements. My name's Ann, by the way, Ann Stapleton. And my husband, my other half, is missing because he stepped down from pastoring full time and got a job at the United States Postal Service, and he's working graveyard right now. So he gets home at, I think he got home at 4:30 this morning, so he is sleeping right now, and he has to get up and go back to work. Long 12-hour shifts right now, so just because it's the holidays. But he loves it, and he's still preaching. But I'm still doing what I was always doing for free, but I just get paid now. Woo woo. So that's exciting. Okay, so on my screen, Brian is next because he was here before anybody else, including me. So Brian, go ahead and unmute and share.
Hello, I'm Pastor Brian Scott of Engaged Community Church, and let's see, something I'm grateful for is, even though COVID is, I mean, this is kind of parallel to what Ann was saying, even though COVID's been a huge inconvenience, it's actually pushed us to do things that we should have already been doing. And we've been meeting at Berry Street Park. And that's been the best sanctuary that I have ever been able to preach in. Every single week, we've got people visiting. And the story is basically the same every single week. Number one, we've seen you here a couple of weeks. We drive by, we see the signs, we see what's going on. And I keep saying, I got to go to church. And now I'm here. So that's the first thing they say. The second thing they say is, I so needed this. All the isolate in place, all the, being away. I'm glad that you guys are doing it safely, but it's so nice to be around people and be able to worship together. This is making a difference. And so, I'm super, super grateful for that. We got a call from the city on Monday, and the city said you can't meet in the park anymore based on the governor's edict. And then yesterday, Noah from the city called me back and said, we reviewed all the rules and stuff again, and you are good. You're good through January. So yes, yes. And I didn't tell Jennifer, I didn't tell him I was going to be meeting with you today. So, but prayer works. I'm super thankful that God stepped in and reversed the decision that they gave, because we've been seeing some really incredible things happen. I'm thankful for God allowing things to happen that make us uncomfortable, that push us to do things we wouldn't have otherwise done. And we're seeing God just do incredible things as a result of that.
Wow, that's great. And I'm grateful that you're out there helping people that in the community. Yes.
Prayer request. Our house is on the market. We're looking for a home in Lemon Grove. So just be praying that we sell the house. And unfortunately, I wasn't able to buy the house on Dever Place, which was, yes. Yeah, we actually put an offer on a place that's about 6 doors down from Ann and Mark's. Yeah.
On Longdale?
Yeah. What's that?
On Longdale?
No, it's on Deborah Place.
Oh, the one on Deborah. Oh, yeah. That's right.
Yeah. So, we put an offer on it, but they went with someone else. But just be praying that God opens doors for us to sell this house and get us a place that's going to work for ministry in Lemon Grove.
All right. We will definitely pray for you. Do you have any announcements to make later? No. Okay. All right. Next on my screen is Zach. Good to have you back, Zach. Zach is
Good
back.
morning. Hi, everybody. My name is Zach Hanson. I'm a community health promotion specialist for East and North Central region normally, but for the last 8 months, we've been on COVID-19 response. I work with faith-based, community-based, and rural sectors, and then I lead the college and university sector under education, and then I help with all those sectors as well. My thankful this morning is playgrounds. I don't know if you knew this, but it's kind of hot off the press, and that's, I'm sure, what Brian was talking about as well, that playgrounds are actually, they reversed their decision at the state. And so playgrounds will be open for kids. And so that's just kind of a cool thing that happened that I found out this morning.
Yeah.
Yeah, we just all need that outlet to go and do something, and especially kids. So just amazing to hear. My life's a little different because I'm on the front lines and I hear a lot of weird stories a lot of times. And so just pray for the world. And that's my prayer request, is just that we all make it through this and have good mental health and get to kind of move forward with our lives eventually. So that's my prayer request.
Great. Do you have any announcements later for us?
I don't. I think I'm good. The East County Homeless Task Force meeting, the general meeting, is Thursday. Thursday. It's on my calendar just a sec. Sorry, it's Friday. I lied. It's from 1 to 2:30 and it's online. You have to register for it. I can put the registration in the chat.
Oh, great.
Like. Yeah.
Perfect. Thanks, Zach.
Yep.
All right, Dean, you're next on my screen. Uh-oh, right as he's coughing.
Yes, in the middle of choking on my coffee. Good morning. Dean Ambrosini, IPS, prevention specialist. So we're on gratitude. Yeah, good place to be. I think more than anything, I'm grateful for just being able to work and having a super supportive agency behind me. And that's not for David's benefit. It actually is true. We really work for a terrific organization. And is giving us all the tools we need. And it's rare. And I really, I can't say enough about that, because I know a lot of people are struggling, and there's a lot of privilege in the statement of just being grateful that I have a job. But it's really reassuring, and they're also very upfront with us. They let us know, what challenges there are, and I couldn't, and considering that I started with them 3 weeks before the shutdown, the first one, they've put a great deal of faith in me, and I'm very grateful for that. So,
wow.
Yeah.
That's great. Dean, do you have any announcements later?
We do not today, that I can think of. David will. So
Okay. Awesome.
I will let him be the announcer today.
Great.
So, thanks.
Great. All right, David, you're up next.
Hi, everyone. David Shorey, East County Program Manager, Institute for Public Strategies. I was struggling because I actually have a lot to be grateful for, and I know that there's a lot of suffering going on out there and a lot of folks who are struggling. But I'm personally grateful for the folks that are stepping up and helping as they can, and even if it's just checking on a neighbor or inviting someone to if they would like some food or something like that. Just the little things. I think I'm grateful for the little things, because that's, at this point, that's what I think I can only focus on is little things sometimes. The big picture of when this is all going to end, or when am I going to get the vaccine, or all that. Nope, I can't do that right now. I can focus on the little things. Prayer request. Yeah, just to give us strength and self-care, and prayer for love. And I do have announcements, and I think that's all.
Great. Thank you, David. Jennifer Mendoza, you're next on my screen.
Hi, Jennifer Mendoza, Lemon Grove City Council, and I'm also on the we just, the pastoral council at St. John of the Cross. We just started a pastoral council. So
Nice.
I'm very pleased to be asked to join that. I'm just extremely thankful for the number of people who have stepped up to help out during this pandemic. And in particularly Thanksgiving, I think most of you know the city was able to give 200 families, almost 200 families, turkeys and full Thanksgiving dinners, which was just wonderful. And then our church has traditionally done that also. So we selected 20 people that we gave turkey dinners to also on the same day. So I was kind of doing double duty. And there was we were kind of wondering how we were going to pay for it all, particularly at the church. And I was able to get enough donations from church members that I can do the same thing again for Christmas. And then this construction company stepped up and gave us they gave us 15 turkeys. So I only had to buy 5. And now they just called me yesterday and said that they're going to give me 15 at the church tomorrow night. They're going to deliver 15 Christmas trees. And so I'm going to reach out to folks that otherwise, I really want to give these to people who might not have a Christmas tree if we weren't able to give them one. So that is the kind of thing that I'm just really thankful for, is that during this pandemic, most people are very positive, and they want to do something. They want to help. They want to help in a safe manner, but they want to help. And so I'm very thankful for that. As far as prayer requests, I'm always, my prayer list is people that I know that I've been asked to pray for who have cancer. And some of these people have they've been on my prayer list for like 10, 15 years, and they're still kicking around. And I'm afraid to stop praying for them, even though they seem to be recovered. They're still there. But can you imagine having cancer during a pandemic? It's hard enough to have cancer, and now you have to go to the hospital, probably the last place you want to go, to get your chemo treatment, regular chemo treatments, or surgery, needed surgery. And
there we go.
Not have to have surgery. They thought she had a mass, and then they called her back and said, "Oh, I don't know what we were looking at, but there's no mass there, so you don't have to go in Monday on for surgery." So anyway, let's just pray for everyone who is going through cancer treatments at this very scary time. So thank you.
Thanks, Jennifer. Did you have any announcements later?
I think I see Lydia on here, so she and I, we could
between the two of you. Okay.
Yeah, we'll probably cover everything
Okay.
From the city.
So welcome to all those who have joined since we began. We are sharing our name, our agency that we're with, something that we're grateful for in the midst of this pandemic. I know sometimes you feel guilty for being grateful for something simple when there are people dying, and I know that that's hard, but there are good things that have come out, as we have heard already this morning. So something you're grateful for, and then if you have a prayer request, and then let me know if you want me to wrap back around if you have an announcement for the group. So next is Jeff Leto. Hello, Jeff.
And can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Oh, my computer's working.
Woohoo!
Sorry I didn't get early enough to test it, video and audio. I was a little late because it was more important for me to see my 2-year-old grandson who came over to the house. Hadn't seen him for over a week or so. I thought, well, I can be late.
Yes, that's a good reason to be late.
And I'm going to have to leave. I've got another meeting at 10 o'clock. I'm going to have to bug out, Ann. But anyway,
Okay.
I'm grateful in this season we find ourselves in, because as many of you know, and I've shared before, with my mother having ALS, and now she can't talk and she can't walk. So it's a wheelchair and bed for her. But and with things slower in one sense at the church, it allowed my wife to be gone for multiple occasions during the last 9 months, and we were back there for about 5 weeks, and we're going back again in about a week and a half for Christmas to be with my mom. So that's a blessing to be able to, the church said, you just go, we'll take care of other stuff. And so we probably all have experienced those kinds of things. So that's a blessing for us personally. And then just a prayer request. We've been glad as a church that our little, I'll call it little, but our daycare for 2 and 3 and 4-year-olds has been open, around the clock since this thing started, or they continued on, and no one's been sick and all that kind of stuff. And
Wow.
we were able to take some elementary school kids whose parents needed to work, and have brought them in and have had them at the church with some tutors to help them through their normal schooling. So those have been some good things that have happened for us. So I guess just prayer requests, continue to be there for my mom and my dad as much as we can as a family. And I have no announcements, and I'll have to leave a little early.
Okay.
Oh, I'm at
Great.
First Baptist Lemon Grove.
Great. Thank you, Jeff. We'll definitely keep. And how's your brother? I know he had COVID and was in the hospital.
Yeah, he was put on a ventilator October 5th and was on a ventilator for 13 days, and eventually got off and is at home. And he had a real raspy voice. And lots of times that's one of the repercussions of being on a ventilator.
Yeah.
But I called him yesterday and his voice was perfect. Now
Good.
his lungs still have a long way to go to heal and get strength in that, but his voice is back. So we're excited for him. So
Good.
thank you for your concern.
What was his name again?
David.
David, that's right. Yeah, we'll keep praying for him because I know there are a lot of long-term effects that people are battling for months and months. So, okay, we'll keep your family in prayer. Next on my screen is Sarah. Sarah, do you want to introduce yourself and share what you're thankful for? Any prayer requests?
Sure. I'm Sarah Lewis from the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. My husband's actually the bishop of the congregation here in Lemon Grove. And I'm also on the board of the Historical Society. I don't see Roberta here today, so I guess I'm it. We don't have any announcements. That we're pretty much shut down as far as Historical Society is concerned. I would say I'm grateful for the vaccine. I'm so excited for it to start rolling out. I know it's going to be months, but it's pretty exciting to see people in the UK get the vaccine this week, and it could be next week for us. So that's super exciting. I'm also really grateful that the Croc Center is open, and it's going to stay open because the pool is outside. So they've been open most of the summer, and I get to reserve lane and swim a few times a week, and my kids get to go swim. So that's actually a really nice thing when everything else is shut down. And they've hauled a whole bunch of their workout equipment outside, and people are still working out outside there, which is really cool. I don't really have an announcement. I could probably give it right now. I'd say my prayer request is just a prayer of gratitude. I'm going to post a link to a video from our church leader and prophet, Russell M. Nelson. He released this special message of hope and healing about a week before Thanksgiving. It's a beautiful video. It's about 11 minutes long. It was very, very inspirational to me. And he really says that the way we can have hope and healing in our lives is through gratitude. And so that's exactly the message that Anne was talking about. So I'll post a link to the YouTube video. And he challenges us to use social media as a gratitude journal. And he also challenges us to give prayers of gratitude and prayers of thanks. So would be my prayer request, is if we can have prayers of thanks, then that's kind of our route to healing personally and as a world, really. So, and then I'll put a link up to Light the World. Our church does a Light the World every Christmas, and it's just ways to serve. And this year there's a service calendar, ways to serve every day. A lot of them are like post on social media, a lot of socially distant type ways to light the world. So I'll post that. There's a really cool link to a website with a nice video and just really good ways to individually serve our neighbors. So that's kind of a nice thing this year. So I'll post it. I have a link on the chat. I'll post it right now.
Thank you.
And that's all I've got.
Thanks for posting all your resources in the chat room as well. I really appreciate that. Thank you, Sarah. Billy, welcome. It's so good to see you. You're next on my screen. So if you just want to share name, agency, your church name, and what you're thankful for, any prayer requests, and if you have any announcements for us, I can come back to you on that. So go ahead and unmute yourself. And
hello, everybody. I'm Billy Simmons from North Park Apostolic Church. This has been a whirlwind year. in good and bad. I was in a car accident in July where a car on the freeway missed the turn, flipped over and hit my car. My two granddaughters were in the car. One had to be taken to Children's Hospital because she blacked out. The good part about that is that they did an x-ray and found that she had a brain injury from when she was born. So now we understand why she has the behavior that she has. And so I've been getting treatments for my back, my neck, and for the past 6 months, but still work. The church is doing well. We had a food bank, super bank pantry for the past 6 months, and which has been wonderful for the community.
Awesome.
Really enjoy seeing the people come because of their need for food. I did lose my sister-in-law to COVID, and my uncle passed away last week from COVID. So it kind of makes it difficult as a family to get together and really mourn the way we traditionally do.
Yeah.
But in a way, it's kind of helping us to heal quicker because we go through a different type of mourning process where we are more thankful for the person instead of the fact that they'll be gone. But, you know, overall, I am so thankful. I'm so thankful for my life. I'm thankful that I have a family. My grandchildren are doing well in virtual school. My two grandsons are in college, but they're doing well. So we're just dealing with everything in the way God wants us to. And I'm just very, very thankful for everyone that I have contact with you all. I pray for you all, even though I don't always get online or am physically available. But I'm thank God for the Lemon Grove Clergy Group because it's really been beneficial to me and to my church. And I just thank each and every one of you.
Thank you, Billy. Sorry for your loss, and I'm glad you're okay after that car accident. Let's see, next on my screen is Pastor Will. Do you want to unmute? There you are.
Yeah, sorry, I'm at home right now, and my crazy dogs
Yeah.
to, jump
Dogs
on the
are
screen
unpredictable.
yeah, they're totally unpredictable. So, hey everyone, sorry I haven't been able to come to the meetings lately. It seems like my schedule has increased, twofold over the last several months. But I get to be the pastor of Christian Church Lemon Grove. I've been here for 10 years. And also I'm very grateful for Mark and Ann and all of you who have made the Clergy Association such a great organization to be a part of. So thank you guys. I only have one real quick thing is, we started doing a food distribution for the San Diego Food Bank a couple months ago. And so we do that on Tuesdays from 2:30 to 5-ish, so if you guys have anyone in your churches or anyone that you would like to send our way, they don't have to be a Lemon Grove resident. We're just giving out all the food we have every week, and so let you guys know that resource is there, and it's been great. I mean, we've been on average serving around 250
Nice.
to 300 families, and it comes out to around 900 to 1,000 people, so the need is definitely there. And we're also looking for partners for community service tables. So if any of you guys that are interested, let me know, and we'll try to do that. We've partnered with the San Diego Black Nurses Association. We did flu shots a couple weeks ago, and we'll continue to do that throughout this, just to try to be a community service hub, for our area. And so I think for me, a couple of prayer requests, and I got a 10 o'clock appointment too, so I'll be headed out here soon. But a couple of prayer requests for me is, I think um, with this pandemic and the quarantine, a lot of the counseling, a lot of the conversation I've had is over stress, anxiety. As you guys have seen, the increased domestic violence, spousal abuse, all these different things. Um, it's really created kind of a pandemic of its own, and so um, that's what I've been really praying a whole lot about, and I'm very grateful, very thankful for the Holy Spirit and allowing us to be able to have hope in the midst of times of trial. And yeah, Billy, I been praying for you. I continue to pray for you, and you're not alone. There's so many people that have had unfortunate experiences like passing of loved ones and other things. And so yeah, that's my prayer request, Ann.
Okay. Awesome. And thanks for what you're doing, the way you're using your building for the community to share, and that's a lot of people you're helping. It's really awesome that there's a lot of places in Lemon Grove that we're able to feed people, and that is just such a blessing. And you just reminded me when you were talking about domestic violence. I sent out, I guess some of you didn't get my emails, but I did send out something from, I believe it was from Monique, about a domestic violence seminar that's going on today. It started at 9. I don't know if there'll be a recording of it that we could send out, but just training on how to deal with it, how to spot it. And so maybe she can speak more to that later when we get to her. But it's definitely an issue. People are really anxious. That's probably the number one word I hear over and over, is just people's anxiety is just gone through the roof. So knowing how to help people through that is a real gift that each one of you is doing, and I appreciate that. See, next on my screen is Joyce, and I don't know if Joyce is able to unmute. She did write something in the chat room. Thrive will host a community circle. Presenters will be NCRC, that's and attorney Troy Owens, Restorative Justice and Knowing Your Rights. Date is December.
And I'm here.
Yay, Joyce. Good.
Okay. I'm sorry. I am trying to get ready for my aunt's virtual funeral in Chicago. She's 88 years old, died from COVID. And then I just got a call from the nursing home, my aunt in Mississippi. They're rushing her to the emergency room because she contracted COVID and her oxygen level has dropped down. That's why I sound like I'm out of breath. I'm trying to run around and get ready to hop on Zoom. But yeah, so I would, if you all would, I'm going to send a flyer around probably the end of this week. And if you can get that out, I mean, there's so much unrest in our nation. And I just think it would be so meaningful if we can get as many people on as possible. You heard part of the presentation about restorative justice.
That's excellent.
And so Troy is the attorney that's Thrive's board member, and he's a public defender, and he does short videos on social media because there's so many things that people don't know. And so he likes to get that information out. So we're going to use this platform. Also, throughout this coming up year, we're going to have probably every other month or quarterly. I want to do it every month, as NCRC offers so much training that's helpful for families, for parents and teens, and for the community at large. So we're working on that, getting that calendar ready for the incoming year. The upcoming year as well. I'm grateful to have the job that I'm always grateful for all the jobs that I have, and they've always been community related. And now I'm a community health worker working with the COVID-19 initiative for African Americans and groups and populations at large. So if you guys can just help me get this information out. I was I'm always alarmed and upset when I hear something about Lemon Grove that don't please me. So East County has a very large infection rate and testing positive rate for COVID.
Yeah.
Of course, alcohol is number one for
Yeah.
many reasons. And then number two is Lemon Grove.
Yeah.
So I'm really working to push this information out. So I'm, as soon as you send me that list, distribution list for the churches, I'm going to be sending that out. And Roberta was so wonderful. I hadn't even thought of this. She sent it out to her neighborhood watch group, which was really fantastic. So I want to get it out to all of Lemon Grove because we want to reduce this spread. Right now, we have we've lost 3 pastors in a month, and we have one that's on life support right now, and another 4 of them that contracted the virus. So it's really real. And so
Is this in your denomination, or where are these pastors from?
Different, they are in San Diego.
San Diego pastors. Okay.
San Diego pastors. Yeah, they're all San Diego pastors. Yeah. And people that we fellowship with as well.
Wow.
So, you know, I grew up with this saying, and some of you guys probably heard it. They said, what is it? Now it's slipping my mind. An ounce of prevention is better than a pound of cure. And so I think people, they don't get what the governor is saying. Not that I agree with everything, but I was talking to my husband and I just had to reflect right quick. I said, you know what? It's prevention rather than intervention. And a lot of people don't get that. So my prayer request is just, you know, that God would just intervene and just really provide for the businesses, because a lot of smaller businesses, some of them won't make it. And that really breaks my heart. But I believe that his intentions are good, and it really is prevention. It's easier to prevent, but the prevention that we're doing now is still costly. So we're in a fix.
Yeah, we are.
But we know we serve a God who is able. The scripture said that he is able to do exceedingly abundantly above all that we can ask and above all that we think. So there is a way, and that's my prayer today. And thank you so very much. I'm gonna have to hop off and get on for my aunt's funeral.
So sorry about your aunt. And now your other 88-year-old aunt is contracted as well. Is that what you said?
The 88 one contracted, and she contracted in the hospital. She went in the hospital for surgery, and that's where she contracted it. And so now my 79-year-old aunt has just been rushed to the emergency room.
Oh, I'm so sorry for your loss. We'll be praying for you, Joyce. I know you got to rush off. Okay. Bless you for all you do.
Thank you.
Okay. Monique, you're up next on my screen.
Hi. I am, I'm not showing my video because I'm on a walk right now, which is related to what I'm very thankful for. So I'll show my video, but you'll see I'm a little schlubby.
There you are.
I am thankful for technology. And the reason I'm thankful for technology is because I broke my foot in January. I broke a tiny little bone in January, and I went to various doctors and physical therapists, and it's a very difficult bone to heal, and it was not healing. So it was broken. And then I started doing YouTube videos for Pilates and yoga classes when you have a hurt foot to not put weight on it. And during one of those videos, the person talked about how they had the exact bone broken that I had. And they're in San Diego, and they recommended a certain chiropractor physical therapist who I've now been seeing for 4 weeks. And I'm currently able to walk on today is like the first day that I'm walking on my foot without pain.
Oh, wonderful.
So it's been almost a full year of it being broken, and lots of things have happened. And so I am just so thankful for YouTube and that suggestion, because I would have never landed where I am right now had I not caught that video. So I'm so thankful. I can't express how stoked I am right now, because
we can see it in your face.
I just haven't been able to do anything. Like walk around has been really painful. And so I'm just so thankful for having access to technologies like that. Because otherwise I wouldn't have found this doctor if not for this YouTube star.
Wow, that is great.
In terms of the domestic violence training that you were talking about today, it's from 9 till 3. I have asked if it's being recorded because I don't know if it's actually being recorded. But if you're interested in joining it today, let me know and I can send you the flyer. Anne can send you the flyer. There was a registration link, but it's via Zoom and it's covering DV essentials, and it's aimed at all different groups to identify how to identify domestic violence and how to be helpful for victims of domestic violence. And then the district, I'm Monique Myers. I'm a community partnership prosecutor at the district attorney's office. And the district attorney's office does presentations like that. So smaller, more like 1 hour, 2 hour types of presentations on domestic violence, if you would like it. So if there's a group, congregants, or there's a community group that you think would benefit from talking about domestic violence or any other crime, don't hesitate to reach out and we can make that happen and then tailor it to the audience. So a teen, adolescent group talking about domestic violence is different than an adult group talking about domestic violence or human trafficking or other issues that are happening. I'll put my email in the chat and don't hesitate to reach out. We can work together on coming up with the right way to get that information out.
Awesome.
And I do have one other thing I wanted to share. It's not my thing, but it's really cool and it's related to the San Diego Food Bank. There's an app called Vizer, Vizer, and it can track your steps. And if you walk 10,000 steps in a day, or you do 30 minutes of elevated heart rate activity tied to a heart rate monitor, or participate in a certain exercise class, they will donate a meal to the food bank. So all you have to do is exercise, and then they donate it to the food bank. You log into the app, you sync it to your iPhone, iWatch, or other device that tracks your steps. And then you log in once you've reached your requirement and you hit donate, and you can do it every day. And it's an easy way to donate to the food bank without having to spend any money or do anything, but it'll encourage you to be more physically active, which is great during COVID. Oh, that's awesome. Zach has donated 38 meals.
That's
awesome. I have found that it's a great motivator for me to do that physical activity or get up and do something because I'm able to donate a meal to the food bank. So I'll put that out in the chat too. It's not my thing. I'm not affiliated with it in any way, but I think it's a really great thing. And we all know that the food bank needs more foods donated right now, and that there are more people than ever seeking out food donations. So that's an easy way to participate in that process.
That's awesome. Thank you, Monique. Any other announcements or anything you want to mention before you go?
No, that's it.
We'll
no,
go.
I'm not jogging. I'm not jogging. I'm not allowed to do that yet. Don't get ahead of yourself. Yeah. But I love hearing from everyone. This is a great group to listen to on this walk. It's been great, and thank you so much for having me.
Great. Thank you for taking us with you on your walk. And I'm so glad to hear about Vizer. I'm gonna give that to Mark because he said he turned on his pedometer when he was working. This is like a third. He only had a third of his shift left, and he walked 4.5 miles. So, so that'd be great. He could donate several meals a day. Or is only one a day, right, Zach? Is it like you can only donate one meal a day? Okay, that's cool. That's great. I love stuff.
And the nice thing about that one was, I don't know if you were on at the time, Monique, but in September they were doing double meals. So you were able to do it, and then they were doing double meals. It was a partnership with LiveWell under the County of San Diego, and so that's when I did it. I haven't done it in a while, so I'll need to step up my game.
Is that how you did 38?
Yes.
Nice. That's great.
I was really impressed by you, Zach, but now you're kind of a slacker.
I just forget to log in. I work out every day, but it's so hard to just log in and just
remember to log in.
Yeah.
So I've incorporated it, pro tip, I've incorporated it into my before bed routine. So like when I'm setting up my alarm clock, I log in to Vizer and just check to see if I've made the 10,000 steps. And I have been known to walk around my house to get to the 10,000 steps. When I've been close, I just do some laps around the inside of my house to get there.
Perfect. That's great. Awesome. All right, well, I have two more people left, Lydia, and then I think that's Susan on her phone. So let's go with Lydia. And sorry, we can't see your face, but it's so great that you join us. I appreciate that, Lydia.
My pleasure. Yeah, I'm so sorry you can't see my face, and I can't figure out how to do a picture, so I'm just a black box.
You're fine.
Again, I'm Lydia Romero. I'm the city manager for the city of Lemon Grove, and I apologize that I wasn't on last month's call, it happened to fall on Veterans Day.
It was Veterans Day, and I didn't realize
Veterans
until
Day.
like there were only like 6 of us, I think. That was like, oh no.
Yeah, and there's very few times that I get to go do my favorite exercise, which is bar. And I was in the middle of bar class when my phone alerted that we had this call, and I couldn't do both at the same time. So I do apologize on that one. So what am I grateful for? I am grateful for the tremendous and dedicated staff that we have here in Lemon Grove. They have been coming to work every day, trying to deal with losses of employees, meaning they've gone to another job, not passed away, and taking on more work, and just trying to do the best that they can with the little that they have. And not one complaint, not one disgruntled employee. And I'm very thankful for their very gratitude and sunny outlook that they've had. And they know their greater mission is working for the residents here, and
that's
doing
awesome.
the best they can. And I think those are the same group I would like you all to pray for, especially our public works crew. We've had a few of our employees, although not related to work, tested positive for COVID, so they'll be home for the next 2 weeks, and making sure that they're safe and their families are safe. And then I do have quick announcements when it's time for announcements.
Great. Thank you, Lydia.
You're welcome.
Yeah, we've been interacting with some of the staff when we help do the food distribution, packing, and they're just really like hard workers. I really appreciate all that they do. It's good to hear that you don't have any disgruntled employees. I think that's a real blessing. Let's see, Susan, I think that's you on the phone. 461. Do you want to unmute and introduce?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
This is Susan. I'm from Lemon Grove United Methodist Church, and listening to everyone. I think the main things I'm grateful for is peace of mind. I've been able to be out every day, and I don't have the anxiety that a lot of people deal with. And I would also be grateful for our church has been able to survive. People have remembered us, and we've been blessed. And I guess the other thing is our homeless. I deal with the homeless every day, and it's been a tough time for them, and just keep them in our prayers.
Yes.
No announcements. No, I have no announcements and no prayer requests except for the homeless and all our churches, because we struggle in a different way, I think. And but we've been able to keep going, and I'm grateful for that.
Thank you, Susan. And thank
you. I hope I mute myself again.
Okay. Thank you for what you do for the homeless. I think about them, just how cold it is right now outside, and just how difficult things must be for them right now in this time of a pandemic, and just even trying to figure out how to help them the best way possible. So I really appreciate what you're doing there. I think that's introductions for everybody. We are going to pray for these requests at the end. Let me go back, wrap around, and see who had announcements. David, Shori, you had something to share from IPS, right?
I did.
Okay.
So just a couple of things. One, I know I've spoken about this before here. Just want to give you all an update that at the November 16th, I believe it was, time is so weird these days. It's like, what day it was, what month was. IPS had the honor and privilege of presenting to the City Council regarding the topic of responsible beverage sales and service, which for those of you, it's a program to support business operations who sell alcohol, whether it be on site like a bar or a restaurant, off site like a liquor store or corner market, so that they operate in a way that is helpful to the community, and it also is a way that attracts patrons, so it increases business. And so council did hear that presentation, and we're grateful again to be able to have done it. And it appears that the direction was that staff would be working on bringing back a proposal to the to the council for consideration sometime in the foreseeable. Obviously, there's a lot of gears that are going that the city is having to focus in on, but we're really excited about that, and we'll keep you all informed about opportunities to express support, and if folks here would like, we'd be happy to do a presentation in more detail about what RBSS is and how it can be applied and what benefits it would bring to the community. So if that's something you all would like, we'd be happy to do that.
Great.
And then the other thing is, and I'll put this link in the chat, last month we also did a video presentation about stigma and the impact that it has on folks around seeking treatment for drug and alcohol use disorders. And so it was videoed, and we have it. I put in the English link, but there is also, if you go to the IPS Facebook page, there's also Spanish translation. And then on our website, we have the actual slides. This was done by Amy Bell, and Katie Bell. I know where I got Amy. Whoever you are, Amy Bell, hello. Katie Bell, who is a noted substance use disorder nurse and counselor, and just an amazing human being with just a sparkle in her soul that radiates out. So
Nice.
so it was really a great presentation. I would encourage you to spread the information around, take a look at the video.
Yeah,
It's focused on opioids, but it's applicable to any kind of substance use and other issues as well. I mean, there's stigma around treatment for mental health issues. There's stigma around all kinds of things. And so looking at stigma and trying to address that and bring down those roadblocks is something that is really important. And so yeah, and I'm again thankful for all of you, and I hope you did have a wonderful Thanksgiving, and I was thinking of you all on that day as well.
Thank you, David, and thanks for those great resources. Look forward to looking at that video, and if anybody, I will try to send out, there's a lot of great links in here. I'll try to get those onto an email and send those out. Next person was Jennifer. Did you have announcements? I had a note to wrap back around to you, or to, do you just want Lydia to
yeah,
first?
yeah. Let's
Okay.
go. We'll go to Lydia.
Okay, so Lydia, let's go ahead and go to you.
Thank
I think
you.
I'll be able to, yeah.
Thank you. And if I miss something, I know the Mayor Pro Tem will jump in.
Great.
She's my good memory. Just a couple of announcements. We're going to be doing our next food distribution that we do on Saturday mornings on the 19th. And we're actually going to be partnering with the DSA, or the Deputy Sheriff's Association, and they're going to be doing a toy drive, or a toy giveaway for the families that do come to the food event. I don't know exactly what they're giving, but I think they're going to be doing, they were talking about stockings and books and some other holiday stuff for the families that come through. So the idea is the families will come and get their weekly food provisions and stuff ready for Christmas, so they can celebrate, as well as then move forward to the DSA site. So that'll be happening all at the same time. So it should be a nice, joyful giveaway that day.
That's awesome.
And then for those of you on the call that don't know, Lemon Grove does have a free COVID testing site at the community center. It's no appointment necessary. You need to use it. There's a QRC code that you use to log in, and you can get tested every 2 weeks. If you come out negative, I've actually been there and got tested as well as most of my senior staff. So it's very convenient. And they're open 7 days a week. I believe it's 7:30 to 4:30. So pass that information along, and it goes fairly fast if the line is not around the building. And then we are still running our day camp, one in conjunction with the school district, but in the winter, when school's technically out, we will go to a full-fledged day camp or a traditional day camp where we can have about 60 kids, which is our limit under the current public health order. So if you know anybody that needs to have some childcare for some time, have them look at our website for our day camp. I still think it's $90 a week or something. And on one reminder, City Hall is going to be closed from December 24th through and reopen on January 1st. That's our annual sort of 2-week holiday. It also helps with making sure that we give employees a nice mental break, but also we have them burn a few hours of vacation so we don't have that huge liability on our books.
So you open on the 1st?
Yeah, no, on the 4th.
Oh, 4th. I thought I heard
the 4th.
Okay.
Yes,
that makes sense.
4th. Yes. And as we do, and every year we do this, I think we've been doing this for at least 6 or 7 years now. Emergencies, we will still take care of emergencies that happen around town. So that is a good thing. And on Tuesday night's council meeting, we will bring back the formal adoption of the marijuana tax. And based on council's direction, we are going to be targeting it at a 5% for retail use. And then the initiative itself sort of laid out the amounts for other uses, which we currently don't have in Lemon Grove, but we would still like the council to adopt those particular tax rates, because if we find an illegal operation, we could actually ask them for to remit their taxes as well.
Wow.
As well as code enforcement action. Yes. So, hopefully I covered everything, Jennifer.
Did you mention that we have a special meeting tomorrow morning?
Oh, I did not. I did not.
At 9:30 to certify the vote. And then
what is it for?
To certify the vote.
Oh, to certify the vote. Okay.
Yeah. And then we have you know, our mayor will be sworn again for her new term. And then we have 2 new council members. George Gastel is back on the council, and Leanna LeBaron. And, you know, ordinarily we would be swearing them in, you know, at a public meeting on Tuesday, and their friends and family and supporters could attend. And so it's kind of sad this year that, you know, especially, you know, George and Raquel have been through this before, but I feel sad for Leanna that she's missing this opportunity. So, but Lydia has been very creative, and there will be they will each have a very small outdoor swearing in that will just be their immediate family members. Correct me if I'm wrong, Lydia.
No, you're right.
Yeah, and so they'll be sworn in separately from each other, but they will get to experience that with their family members. So
that's tomorrow.
I think that
the certification is tomorrow.
Just the certification is tomorrow. So then they'll be sitting at their first council meeting next Tuesday.
Next Tuesday already. Wow.
Officially, yes.
That's great.
Thank
So
you.
I wanted to just say that I did the COVID testing over there in Lemon Grove because I needed to go see somebody who was high risk, and it's not as bad as some of the other people who've gotten tested where they like stick that thing way up into your brain. You know, you just take that swab and go up to where it resists a little. They have you do it yourself, and they just direct you. It's very simple, and it doesn't hurt. And the test results, they call you if it's negative, positive, and they email you if it's negative. So it was great to get in. I think I got in before it got busy because it was like the third day of operation. I saw the line went all the way to the firehouse the other day, so it was pretty, but it moves quick. They've got a good process. So
Yeah, they do move
The line
along quickly.
looks longer because everyone's 6 feet apart.
That's true. That's true. That's true. I do want to
one
ask.
last thing,
Yeah,
one last thing, Ann, I'm sorry. And I want to thank everybody that came to the bonfire
That's what I was
event
going to ask about.
that we had to do it COVID style. And we gave the challenge a couple months ago to the staff to come up with something very creative. Thanks to EDCO, they stepped up and helped sponsor the event. Otherwise we could not have put it on. And you know, although it wasn't what we normally do and we didn't have everybody around the fire and there wasn't any big ceremony to light the fire, I still think everybody had a good time in the semblance. And we had about 200 cars go through, and we gave away close to 1,000 of the hot chocolate goodie bags that we had put together.
Oh, good.
And I think we have some left over, so.
Excellent. I'll tell you, when we get to go back to our normal routine, we're going to be super grateful, aren't we? Stand around the fire to just to see each other at church and the way that we're used to. But I'm grateful for all the creativity that is out there that everybody is using to make things work. We keep going on, keep going forward. So thank you for all you do, Lydia, and your whole team. I know you represent them, and we're really grateful for them. Let's see, who else has an announcement? I think that was everybody that said they needed me to wrap back around. Is that it for everybody?
So I did remember, I do have one announcement if I can share it.
Yeah, go ahead.
So the Lemon Grove Parents Association is doing a toy drive, and I posted the information in a graphic. It's earlier in the chat. But the drop off for those toys is this Sunday, I think at 1 p.m. at what we used to call the Civic Center Park, and now we're calling something else. Treganza. I was going to say it, but I was going to get it wrong. Treganza Park. So yeah, if you would like to participate, bring some brand new unwrapped toys and just drop them off. It's basically a drive-through drop-off kind of thing, so it's COVID friendly.
So unwrapped?
Yeah, unwrapped and brand new.
Okay, great. Thank you so much, Brian. Any other announcements that would be helpful to our community? Okay. Well, Brian, would you mind closing us out? I don't know if you can remember a lot of the prayer requests. I know God heard them and he knows. So would you mind just wrapping everything up and closing us out? Thank you.
Certainly. Father, we come to you first off with this incredible attitude of thanksgiving.
Yeah.
It's been a hard year.
Yeah.
You've been present in the midst of it. In every part of it, you've been present. Father, I'm just amazed at, even though things are hard, you keep showing us the positive things. You keep showing us that you're still at work in this world. That being said, Jesus Christ, I am lifting up my sister Joyce to you, who's dealing with loss and fear of loss. I'm lifting up my sister Billy to you, who's just had an incredible couple of months here. I'm lifting up, Lord, all the people who are facing perhaps unemployment, losing homes, losing, missing meals. Lord Jesus Christ, I know that you promised to provide for us. You promised to be present for us in the midst of tough times. And so, Lord, would your comfort, both spiritually and materially, would that be rained down upon your community here? We dedicate this community of Lemon Grove to you. Yes. And I pray, Lord, that you would work mightily in each of our lives as we follow you, and that the grace that you give each of us would be showered out on everyone around us. We pray this in your name, Jesus. Amen.
Amen. Thanks, Brian. All right, thank you, everybody. Next meeting will be the second Wednesday in January, and I will seek to rectify my email list. For some reason, 3 or 4 of you did not get the reminder, but I'm glad that you still showed up. So the second, what is the second Wednesday in January? Got to get my January calendar. Time to buy a new calendar.
I'm still having a weird time saying 2021.
2021. So it's the 13th, the January 13th, 9:15, and 2021. So hopefully 2021 will be a better year. But either way, we're going to be grateful, right? Awesome.
Absolutely.
Well, thank you so much for your time, and appreciate each and every one of you and your friendship. We'll have a blessed end of the year. Finish strong.
Many
Yes.
blessings. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you
Thank
too.
you.
Happy
Okay.
holidays.
Bye-bye.
I know.